Number 1. The gateway to the sea that the world is eyeing. Vietnam, situated on the eastern edge of the Indochina Peninsula, is easily recognizable on world maps due to its elongated, curving shape along the South China Sea. This S-shaped strip of land is often associated with the image of a dragon, a familiar symbol of vitality, power, and prosperity in East Asian culture. Its geographical shape is not only symbolic, but also reflects the close connection between land, sea, and trade routes throughout the region's history. Strategically, Vietnam lies between China to the north and mainland Southeast Asia to the west, while its east and south sides face directly onto the South China Sea. According to data from the International Maritime Organization, more than one-third of global shipping traffic passes through the South China Sea, making this region a key point in international trade. This explains why Vietnam has repeatedly been the focal point of competition for influence between major powers such as feudal China, France in the 19th century, Japan during World War II, and the United States in the latter half of the 20th century. Although its area is only about 332,000 square kilometers, equivalent to the U.S. state of New Mexico, Vietnam's topography is distinctly stratified. Mountains and hills occupy more than three-quarters of the area, while plains such as the Red River Delta and the Mekong Delta play a central role in agriculture. According to World Bank data, these two plains supply the majority of rice production, making Vietnam one of the world's leading rice exporters. In the north, the 3,147-meter-high Phan Xi Pung Peak in the Hoang Lien Son mountain range clearly demonstrates the contrast between the high mountains and the low coastal plains. Along its more than 3,000-kilometer coastline, Vietnam possesses many outstanding ecosystems and landscapes. Ha Long Bay, with its thousands of limestone islands, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, while My Kay Beach was once ranked by Forbes magazine as one of the most beautiful beaches on the planet. Furthermore, the central coastal region lies on Vietnam's fastest-growing coastal tourism route, with Da Nang and Nha Trang frequently appearing in Asian destination rankings. Besides its natural advantages, Vietnam is also a multi-ethnic country with 54 communities living together. Each group maintains its own language, clothing, and customs, creating a diversity rarely seen in the region. According to the General Statistics Office of Vietnam, ethnic minorities account for approximately 14% of the population, but are distributed across more than two-thirds of the territory, contributing to the preservation of many traditional cultural spaces. From the stilt houses of the Thai people in the northern mountainous region, the ancient rituals of the Cham people in the central region, to the UNESCO-recognized Gong art of the Central Highlands, all reflect the depth of culture formed and maintained over thousands of years. Number 2. Ancestral graves located in the middle of the traffic lanes. If one day you see a grave right in the middle of the road, chances are you're in Vietnam. In many rural areas, when new roads are built, ancestral graves are not relocated but remain in their original positions, either in the median strip or embedded in the concrete road surface. Vietnamese people believe that disturbing graves can affect the family's fortune, so instead of relocating them, they choose to build protective barriers or adjust the road's direction. In some northern provinces, traffic planning reports note that many roads have to be slightly curved just to avoid ancient burial grounds, showing the priority given to spiritual factors. Graves situated amidst traffic thus become a sign that modernity and tradition still coexist. In the past, Vietnam was one of the largest consumers of dog meat in Asia, second only to China, with an estimated 5 million dogs consumed annually. However, this habit is clearly changing. More and more Vietnamese people, especially in large cities, consider eating dog meat incompatible with modern life. According to local authorities in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, the number of dog meat restaurants has decreased sharply over the past decade, with many areas once known as dog meat streets now almost disappearing. This change reflects a shift in societal perceptions, as dogs are increasingly viewed as pets rather than food sources. Street food is an integral part of Vietnamese life. Small carts and motorbikes with food containers appear from early morning until late at night, serving meals throughout the day. From bread, pho, vermicelli, sticky rice to sweet soups, sugarcane juice, and grilled rice paper, everything is quick and convenient. According to Southeast Asian consumer surveys, approximately 23% of Vietnamese households spend on street food, the highest in the region, reflecting the central role of this form of eating in urban life. In Vietnam, the concept of dressing formally when going out is quite flexible. Many women, especially in the South, wear pajamas or loungewear when going to the market, taking their children to school, or working around the neighborhood. Along with flip-flops and sandals, this style suits the hot, humid climate and the close-knit lifestyle. Many foreign street photographers have considered images of pajamas and flip-flops as a defining characteristic of everyday life in Vietnam, distinctly different from Western cities. Folk beliefs are clearly present in the daily lives of Vietnamese people. Most small shops place altars to the god of wealth to pray for prosperous business. Choosing wedding dates, opening ceremonies, or house purchases is often based on feng shui and the owner's birth year. The market for attractive SIM cards and license plates in Vietnam shows that number sequences containing many nines can be traded at prices many times higher than usual, while the number 4 is often avoided due to its association with bad luck. Even naming children often involves considering auspicious dates, times, and the meaning of the letters, reflecting the deep connection between modern life and traditional beliefs. Number 3. The country that tires out empires. Vietnam is considered a rare phenomenon in human history. Despite its relatively small population and territory, it has repeatedly forced military superpowers to accept defeat or retreat. In the 13th century, when the Mongol Empire dominated almost all of the Eurasian continent, their forces defeated numerous kingdoms from China to Eastern Europe. However, in Dai Viet, Vietnam, the Mongol army suffered 3 defeats under the Tran dynasty. Tran Quoc Tuan employed a strategy of protracted warfare, utilizing the riverine terrain and flexible logistics, preventing the previously invincible cavalry from achieving their advantage. Military records show that this was one of the very few areas in the world where the Mongol army was forced to completely withdraw after numerous consecutive campaigns. Entering the 20th century, when the United States reached the peak of its military and technological power, Vietnam became a protracted and costly confrontation. The war lasted nearly 20 years, involving hundreds of thousands of American soldiers and an enormous amount of bombs and ammunition. According to military figures released after the war, the total amount of bombs used by the US in Vietnam exceeded the total amount dropped during World War II. Despite this, the war ended with the reunification of Vietnam in 1975. Throughout its history, Vietnam has continuously faced external forces, from the feudal dynasties of China to the French colonial period, the Japanese occupation, and the war with the United States. Each period left significant losses. However, the common thread is that Vietnam has always ultimately regained its sovereignty. In a global context, few nations that have been divided or placed under the control of multiple empires have managed to maintain territorial unity and cultural identity. Therefore, in many African and Latin American countries, Vietnam is often mentioned in national liberation movements as a model of the ability to gain independence from powerful nations. Many Vietnamese tourists share that when traveling abroad, they are sometimes mistaken for Chinese and encounter reserved reactions. But when they say they are from Vietnam, the attitude usually changes quickly. This change reflects how Vietnam is remembered in the historical memory of many countries, not as a superpower, but as a nation that has stood firm against much stronger forces. Number 4. A rare position in a divided world. Vietnam is one of the few countries that can maintain a multi-directional diplomatic network in a highly polarized international environment. Instead of tying itself to a fixed power axis, Vietnam pursues a flexible approach, prioritizing a balance of interests and upholding the principle of independence. Despite being a comprehensive partner of the United States, Vietnam maintains traditional friendly relations with Russia, 2 powers that frequently clash in global forums. In central Hanoi, the American and Russian flags appear on major streets less than a kilometer apart. According to diplomats, the stable operation of 2 major embassies in the same political space signals the level of trust Vietnam has built with its adversaries. This image clearly reflects the multilateral and balanced orientation of its foreign policy. In the Middle East, where the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has lasted for decades, Vietnam maintains parallel relations with both sides. Vietnam recognized the State of Palestine in 1988 and has repeatedly voted in favor of resolutions concerning Palestinian self-determination at the United Nations. Simultaneously, Vietnam cooperates closely with Israel in high-tech agriculture, security, and innovation. Agricultural projects using Israeli drip irrigation technology have been implemented in many provinces in Central and the Central Highlands regions, helping to increase productivity in arid conditions. Regardless of the circumstances, Vietnam maintains the view that peace is the foundation of dialogue. On the Korean peninsula, Vietnam holds a rare mediating position. South Korea is a leading strategic partner, with accumulated investments totaling tens of billions of US dollars from corporations such as Samsung, LG, and Hyundai, making Vietnam a crucial link in the global supply chain. Alongside this, Vietnam maintains friendly relations with North Korea. Hanoi's selection to host the 2019 US-North Korea summit demonstrates the exceptional level of trust both sides place in Vietnam as a mediator. With Japan, Vietnam continues to expand its deep partnership, despite the history of tensions between Tokyo and Seoul. Japan views Vietnam as its most reliable partner in Southeast Asia and one of its largest ODA donors. Projects such as the Nha Tan Bridge, the metro lines in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, and the expansion of the international airport are all linked to Japanese capital and technology. In South Asia, Vietnam maintains stable relations with both India and Pakistan, two countries that have repeatedly been on the brink of military conflict. India considers Vietnam a crucial partner in its Indian Ocean strategy, while Pakistan sees Vietnam as a model of balanced development between growth and social stability. Within ASEAN, Vietnam, once perceived as a rival during the Cold War, has now become one of the most proactive members. According to regional reports, Vietnam regularly plays a coordinating role in maritime cooperation and regional security initiatives, contributing to stability in Southeast Asia. Old conflicts are gradually being replaced by a spirit of cooperation, reflecting Vietnam's mediation capabilities and flexible diplomacy in the 21st century. Number 5. A beauty that captures the world's attention. Vietnamese women are often seen as symbols of East Asian beauty, characterized by their gentle, modest, yet uniquely captivating charm. Their harmonious features, bright eyes, gentle smiles, and slender figures create an image that is both traditional and suitable for modern society. This beauty isn't ostentatious, but rather evokes a sense of closeness and naturalness in everyday life. On international rankings, the image of Vietnamese women is increasingly recognized. According to Insider Monkey, Vietnam consistently appears among the countries with the most beautiful women in Asia. Achievements in major beauty pageants such as Miss Earth 2018, Miss Grand International 2021, and Miss International 2024 have contributed to bringing this image to the world. According to data compiled by the website All for the Crowns, Vietnam has risen approximately 40 places in just a few years and currently ranks 9th globally in beauty pageant achievements, surpassing many countries with long-standing traditions in this field. Traditional clothing is a crucial element in shaping the beauty of Vietnamese women. The Áo Dai, considered the national costume, has even been ranked among the top 10 most impressive outfits in the world thanks to its modest yet figure-flattering design. The gently fitted cut and flowing skirt create a graceful movement with every step. Despite being modernized with new materials and colors, the Áo Dai retains its inherent elegance. Additionally, the Áo Ba Ba and Áo Tu then continue to appear in daily life and festivals, reflecting the rustic beauty associated with each region. In many international cultural events, the Áo Dai is often chosen as the representative attire for Vietnam, such as at Asian Cultural Weeks in Europe and North America. However, alongside this veneration comes the increasing influence of imported beauty standards. Popular ideals such as fair skin, V-line faces, and high noses are gradually becoming the norm. This narrows the concept of natural beauty. Many women consider investing in their appearance almost mandatory to increase their chances in work, love, and marriage. Labor surveys in major cities show that appearance is seen as a competitive advantage in many service and media industries. On average, Vietnamese women spend approximately $61 to $82 per month on beauty treatments, a significant amount compared to the average income. The Vietnamese cosmetic industry is currently worth billions of dollars and is projected to double by 2035. According to regional market reports, about 72% of Vietnamese women aged 18 to 35 have considered cosmetic surgery, with over 100,000 procedures performed annually, placing Vietnam in the top 5 fastest-growing cosmetic surgery markets in Asia. Number 6. Where boundaries are blurred. In central Vietnam, there is a rare market that only appears for one night a year, known as the Yin Yang Market. In folk beliefs, Yin represents the world of ancestral spirits, while Yang is the realm of the living. People believe that during the market's opening, the boundary between the two realms blurs, allowing descendants to offer sacrifices and express gratitude to the deceased. The market is only open from the night of the 4th to the early morning of the 5th day of the Lunar New Year. The space is completely devoid of electricity. Light comes from candles placed in jars or oil lamps, creating a shimmering yellow glow amidst the thick incense smoke. According to researchers of central Vietnamese folklore, the absence of bright lights is seen as a way to avoid disturbing the spirit world. During the night, sound almost disappears, leaving only the wind and the light footsteps of those attending the ceremony. The goods sold are all ceremonial items such as incense, votive paper, rice, wine, and fruit. In particular, black chickens hold a significant place in the night market. In ancient Vietnamese beliefs, black chickens were considered sacrificial offerings capable of purifying and warding off evil. Some villages in central Vietnam record the custom of using only black chickens in New Year's rituals, considering them offerings specifically for ancestors. People believe that buying black chickens at the night market will bring peace and good fortune for the whole year. The entire activity takes place in silence. There is no bargaining, no arguing. Many people say that sometimes strange buyers appear in the mist, choose their offerings, and then disappear. Children are warned by adults not to be curious or point, as such actions are considered disrespectful to the spirit world. Therefore, the yin-yang market is not only a place for exchanging offerings, but also a spiritual ritual, reflecting a deep belief in the connection between humans and ancestors, a rare form of intangible heritage that still exists. In stark contrast, in the heart of Hanoi, the open-air market, Cho Troi, represents a pragmatic and free-spirited market. Many describe it as a place where you can find almost anything, from electronic components and motorcycle parts to household goods and imported items. During the subsidy period, the open-air market was a symbol of the scarce economy. People came here to buy goods not available in the state distribution system, including used goods and items of unknown origin. Many Hanoi urban memories record the open-air market as an underground-side supply channel during a prolonged period of scarcity. Today, the open-air market has been expanded and is more strictly managed, meeting the needs of legitimate consumers. However, due to its free market nature, shopping here is still like a small adventure. Buyers need experience, alertness, and a bit of luck, in exchange for the chance to find rare items that are hard to find elsewhere. Number 7. The country where motorbikes are the primary mode of transportation. Vietnam is considered one of the countries with the highest density of motorbikes in the world, with over 75 million registered vehicles. In major cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, motorbikes account for nearly 90% of all vehicles. They are present in every urban space, from main roads to narrow alleys barely wide enough for one motorbike to pass through, reflecting the flexible and dynamic pace of life in Vietnamese society. The key factor lies in affordability. Vietnam's average per capita income is around $4,000 per year, while the cost of owning and maintaining a car remains too high for most people. Motorbikes are both inexpensive and fuel efficient. For less than $3 a tank of gas, users can travel for several days. According to urban traffic reports, the operating costs of motorbikes in Vietnam are many times lower than those of cars, even including maintenance and repairs. This makes motorbikes the optimal means of transportation for daily life. Day. Urban structure also plays a significant role. Most older residential areas in Vietnam were formed before automobiles became widespread, with narrow roads and deep alleys. Motorcycles are therefore the most suitable means of transportation. People use motorcycles to carry goods, pick up and drop off children, and even transport bulky items or pets. Many foreign tourists have commented that motorcycles in Vietnam are both a personal means of transport and a versatile tool for work. Outwardly, Vietnamese traffic may appear chaotic, but in reality, it operates based on unspoken rules. Vehicles move continuously, with few sudden stops, and road users often adjust themselves to avoid collisions. According to regional traffic safety data, Vietnam's traffic accident fatality rate is much lower than many countries with similar levels of motorization, demonstrating the people's adaptation to the unique traffic environment. Besides motorcycles, Vietnam also possesses a unique form of transportation: sleeper buses. This is a mode of transport on the road. These long, popular buses are equipped with sleeping berths, blankets, pillows, air conditioning, and free Wi-Fi. Tickets typically cost only $8 to $16 for journeys of hundreds of kilometers. This type of bus is particularly popular with tourists traveling across Vietnam because it allows for nighttime travel, saving on accommodation costs and time. For many passengers, sleeping on the bus and waking up at their destination has become a unique experience of their Vietnam journey. Number 8. Vietnamese sounds like music. Vietnamese is one of the most fascinating yet challenging languages for foreign language learners. According to the Foreign Service Institute of the U.S. Department of State, Vietnamese is in Category 4, requiring approximately 1,100 hours of study for English speakers to achieve basic communication. This is twice as much as many European languages. The biggest reason for this is the six-tone system, where pitch completely determines meaning. A single syllable like ma can create 6 different words, each with its own meaning and nuance. According to applied linguistics studies, the tonal system is the biggest barrier for Vietnamese learners in the early stages. However, the real challenge lies in the system of address. Vietnamese lacks neutral pronouns like you or I. Instead, it uses a network of address terms that reflect age, social relationships, and emotions. Brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, son, or grandchild are not just terms of address, but also ways of positioning the speaker's position within a relationship. Many Vietnamese textbooks for foreigners dedicate an entire chapter to learning how to address people, because a single incorrect word can completely change the tone of a conversation. In Vietnamese, language is always associated with emotion and respect. The Vietnamese vocabulary is also highly flexible. A seemingly simple word like go can appear in a wide range of contexts with different meanings. Just changing the position or adding a small element can give a sentence a new meaning. Many learners describe Vietnamese as not difficult because of individual vocabulary, but because of how words combine to create meaning. This is what makes Vietnamese feel like a rhythmic language, close to music. The paradox is that beneath this complex structure lies a very concise grammatical system. Vietnamese doesn't have verb tenses, verb conjugations, gender distinctions, and uses the Latin alphabet. This allows learners to read texts quite quickly. This is a significant advantage over languages using ideographic characters like Chinese, Japanese, or Korean, where learners need thousands of characters before they can read fluently. More importantly, learning Vietnamese is synonymous with learning proper etiquette. Every greeting, every pronoun reflects humility, politeness, and mutual respect. Many foreigners who have lived in Vietnam for a long time say they only truly understand Vietnamese culture after mastering the everyday forms of address. Therefore, for Westerners, learning Vietnamese is not just about learning a new language, but about discovering a cultural world where words are closely intertwined with people and history. Number 9. The country that holds the world's coffee belt. Vietnam is currently the world's second largest coffee exporter, after Brazil. In particular, Vietnam holds a nearly dominant position in the Robusta segment, contributing approximately 40% of global production. Unlike Arabica, which has a mild acidity and is favored in Europe and North America, Vietnamese Robusta stands out with its bold flavor, pronounced bitterness, and nearly double the caffeine content. This characteristic often leads Vietnam to be considered a center of high-energy coffee. From this Robusta source, Vietnam has also developed civet coffee, one of the rarest and most expensive coffees in the world. This type of coffee can cost hundreds of US dollars per kilogram and is often ranked among the top 10 most expensive coffees globally. The special selection and processing methods have transformed civet coffee into a premium symbol of the Vietnamese coffee industry. The most striking difference lies in how Vietnamese people enjoy coffee. Drinking coffee is not just for alertness, but has become a ritualistic habit. From traditional Vietnamese filter coffee to modern variations, each brewing method reflects local lifestyles and tastes. Iced milk coffee, once voted one of the best coffees in the world by CNN, is a harmonious blend of the bitterness of coffee and the rich sweetness of milk. In addition, egg coffee, with its creamy egg foam topping, has been featured by National Geographic as an experience not to be missed. There's also salted coffee, coconut coffee, and other creations originating from regions like Hue, Hoi An, and the Mekong Delta, giving Vietnamese coffee its unique identity. Coffee culture in Vietnam is not just about the coffee bean or the brewing method. Coffee shops are places to meet, chat, and share ideas. Whether on a small street corner or in a large city, coffee is always present as an integral part of daily life for Vietnamese people. Number 10. Life changes when night falls. While daytime is dedicated to work and sightseeing, nights in Vietnam belong to the night markets, considered the soul of street culture. In Hanoi, Dong Xuan Market glows brightly with the aroma of food wafting through the streets. In Dalat, the night markets have a festive atmosphere in the cold season, where roasted sweet potatoes, hot soy milk, and colorful sweaters are everywhere. In Ho Chi Minh City, Ben Thanh Market at night becomes a culinary hotspot with pho, ban izio, Vietnamese savory pancake, bun thit nuong, grilled pork with vermicelli, and a variety of regional dishes. Each market is a vibrant slice of Vietnamese urban life. Additionally, rooftop bars offer a different perspective on the city as night falls. From above, the city lights unfold, accompanied by a cocktail and modern music. In Hanoi, Summit Lounge, and in Saigon, Chill Sky Bar are popular spots for those seeking a youthful atmosphere. However, the image most closely associated with Vietnamese nightlife is sidewalk draft beer. Low plastic tables and chairs, glasses of cold draft beer, and lively laughter can be found on almost every street corner. At only about 50 cents per glass, draft beer becomes a social bridge, where locals and tourists easily chat and connect. If you're looking for a more relaxed atmosphere, you can visit the cafes along the Han River in Da Nang or stroll along Nguyen Hue Pedestrian Street in Ho Chi Minh City. Street music, the flow of people, and the open spaces create a slower pace of life. And for Vietnamese people, karaoke is an indispensable part of the evening. From casual bars to upscale karaoke rooms, where anyone can grab a microphone and immerse themselves in the fun. Number 11. The Hidden Kingdom of Caves. In the far north of Vietnam, Ban Giac Waterfall is considered one of the most outstanding landscapes, situated on the Khe Sun River and forming a natural border between Vietnam and China. With a width of nearly 300 meters and a height of over 30 meters, Ban Giac is the fourth largest cross-border waterfall in the world. Visitors can sit on bamboo rafts, drifting slowly beneath the falls and feeling the cool mist and the powerful sound of the flowing water. About 4 kilometers away, Thung Mountain impresses with a natural circular hole Zuyen through its body, approximately 50 meters in diameter. This unique shape creates a scene often called the Gateway to Heaven. Although not yet developed for mass tourism, it still attracts explorers and photographers thanks to its rare, pristine beauty. Moving into central Vietnam, Quang Binh is known as the Kingdom of Caves. Besides Son Doong, this area also boasts Han Son Cave, one of the largest caves in the world, stretching over 1.6 kilometers in length. Hang En is equally famous and was featured in the 2015 Hollywood film Pan. To access the caves, visitors must hike through the forest for a day, crossing numerous streams and stopping at Jong Village, home to the Bru Van Q people. This is a rare opportunity to experience the local culture amidst the wild natural environment. In the south, the Tra Su Melaleuca Forest in Tin Bien District is one of the ecological symbols of the Mekong Delta. This flooded forest, covering approximately 850 hectares, allows visitors to travel by small boat through the canals and observe many species of waterbirds. According to ecological statistics, Tra Su is home to more than 140 rare species of flora and fauna. A notable highlight is the Bamboo Bridge, over 3 kilometers long, considered the longest in Vietnam, allowing visitors to hike through the forest from above. Nearby, Mount Cam, over 700 meters high, is famous for its cool climate and many sacred temples. Number 12. Cuisine is not for everyone. Vietnamese cuisine is often associated with pho or iced milk coffee, but beneath that familiar exterior lies a world of flavors that both intrigue and apprehension for many travelers. From Hue beef noodle soup to banh mi, Vietnamese food has captivated diners worldwide. However, delving deeper into daily life, you'll encounter dishes that require considerable courage. In Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, many humble eateries have been featured in the Michelin Guide, showcasing the value of Vietnamese street food. Alongside this, the country is also famous for dishes whose names alone might make tourists hesitant, while locals consider them commonplace. Snake meat is a prime example. In some regions, snakes are considered a nutritious food and believed to warm the body. In Lamat village on the outskirts of Hanoi, snakes are prepared directly into various dishes. Many tourists simply observe or take photos, but for locals, it's a long-standing part of their culinary culture. Balut, fertilized duck egg, also makes a strong impression on Western tourists. While many see it as a psychological challenge, Vietnamese people consider it a popular and nutritious dish. As night falls, street vendors appear along the roadsides, their familiar calls signaling the start of Saigon's nightlife. In rural areas, foods like field mice, grasshoppers, silkworm pupae, and yellow ants are seasonal. For locals, these are not just foods, but also a way to utilize natural protein sources, reflecting generations of adaptability. For many, blood pudding is the ultimate boundary. This dish is made from fresh blood mixed with spices and allowed to solidify. Despite its distinctive flavor, it's controversial regarding food safety and is often discouraged. The humorous saying, "anything that moves can be eaten," partly reflects the Vietnamese spirit of not wasting anything and their willingness to experiment. For tourists, Vietnamese cuisine is not just a meal, but also a journey of discovering culture and a history of survival. Number 13. A country that lives with festivals. Vietnam is often referred to as a nation of festivals, with over 8,000 festivals of all sizes spread throughout the country, from the northern mountainous regions to the Mekong Delta. Each festival has its own unique character, reflecting the beliefs, history, and community spirit of the Vietnamese people. Among them, Tết Nguyên Đán, Lunar New Year, is the most important festival. It's not only a time to usher in a new year, but also an occasion for descendants to honor their ancestors. Vietnamese people clean their houses, prepare feasts, light incense to remember their grandparents, and exchange red envelopes as a wish for good luck. During Tet, the streets are ablaze with the colors of apricot and peach blossoms, and the sounds of lion dance drums resound everywhere. This is also a rare time of year when life seems to slow down so that everyone can gather together. Another festival with profound ancestral significance is the Hung King's Commemoration Day, held on the 10th day of the third lunar month at Hung Temple. Vietnamese people from all over return to offer incense and commemorate the Hung Kings, who are considered the ancestors of the nation. The solemn ceremonial part is complemented by the vibrant festival, including processions, Zoan singing, wrestling, and many other folk activities, creating an atmosphere that is both sacred and intimate. For international tourists, the Tro Tram Festival is a particularly intriguing event. The festival takes place on the night of the 7th day of the first lunar month, revolving around the ritual of Linh Tin Tin Phok, symbolizing fertility and the harmony of heaven and earth. Two symbolic objects representing male and female are touched together in a solemn ceremony, accompanied by the belief that this will bring a bountiful harvest. After the ceremony, the atmosphere becomes joyful with singing, dancing, and socializing among young men and women in the village. Number 14. Quality of life is not expensive. Living in Vietnam is not only about experiencing a rich and unique culture, but also about maintaining a high quality of life at a lower cost compared to many other countries. In Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, the rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center typically ranges from $400 to $800 per month. Smaller apartments, or those further from the center, cost only $250 to $500. Electricity, water, and internet costs are generally stable and rarely exceed $100. Eating is a clear advantage. A street food meal like po, bun cha, or com tam costs only about $1 to $2. Even dining at a high-end restaurant usually costs around $15. For those who enjoy cooking, about $25 per week is enough to buy fresh produce from local markets. Transportation is also very economical. Bus tickets cost only about 40 cents per trip. Ride-hailing apps like Grab for short distances typically cost between $3 and $5. Monthly motorbike rentals are around $50. Many other living expenses are also low. Gym memberships range from $15 to $50 per month. Laundry is about $1 to $2 per kilogram, and basic dental checkups are only $10 to $30. Spa services, haircuts, and massages are also affordably priced. The average total cost of living for one person in Vietnam is usually around $700 to $900 per month, significantly lower than the cost of living in major Western cities. Number 15. Things you need to know beforehand. Vietnam is one of Asia's most attractive destinations, a blend of ancient heritage, diverse cuisine, and stunning natural landscapes. However, preparation is essential for a smooth trip. First, there's the visa issue. Most international visitors require a visa to enter, except for citizens of certain countries who are exempt for a short period. Vietnam currently allows online e-visa applications for approximately $25 and a 30-day validity period. For those arriving by air, an airport visa is still acceptable if a valid invitation letter is provided. Getting around the country is also a concern for many tourists. Motorbikes are ubiquitous and the most popular mode of transportation. However, traffic in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City can be quite congested and difficult to get used to. Ride-hailing apps like Grab and Be make getting around safer and easier. In communication, Vietnamese people are generally friendly and helpful. When visiting temples or shrines, tourists should dress modestly, avoiding shorts and revealing tops, and remove their shoes before entering the worship area. Simple Vietnamese phrases like hello or thank you always create a good impression. Bargaining when shopping at markets is also common. Cuisine is a major highlight of Vietnam. From pie and banh mi to iced coffee with milk, the choices are abundant. For safety, prioritize clean, busy restaurants and use bottled water. Those with sensitive digestive systems should prepare basic medication. Regarding currency, Vietnam uses the Vietnamese dong, with an exchange rate of approximately $1 to 26,000 Vietnamese dong. Cash is still commonly used in markets and small shops, while credit cards are mainly accepted at hotels and shopping malls. And that's just a small part of the countless things that make Vietnam unique. If you want to explore more strange, fascinating, and true stories like this, subscribe to the channel and join us on a journey to discover many other interesting countries.